How's it going, everybody? Right here today, and we are back with your Colorado Rockies here in season number 3, a big one after back-to-back years where, well, we've been okay. 72 and 90, followed up by 82 and 80. If we can go 92 and 70, that would be awesome. I think it'd be just really nice. Pleasant to see the symmetry of the records, but also having 92 wins would probably mean we're reaching the postseason, finishing another yearly goal of over 500. And I really do think the team is built to do it. But let's take a quick look at the 26-man roster. I am waiving some players and sending some players down. It'll take some time here because we're at the end of spring training, but I just wanted to get everything sorted right away. But our pitchers this year are going to be Fried, Giolito, Soroka, Flaherty, and Murdoch. I am going to keep Ian Anderson in the majors simply because his contract, he's used 3 of his 3 minor league options, in which case we would have to waive him, whereas Alek Manoah, I used one of his options to get him down to AAA, so he's still got another option year left, and I think at A potential at 76, if he dominates, he can probably get into the low 80s, and we can then maybe make a decision on Jack Flaherty's contract and see if we want to leave Alek Manoah, or replace him with Alek Manoah, I should say. Then the relief pitchers are going to be Lawrence, our all-star from last year, Chris Stratton, Lucas Gilbreth, Tyler Kinley, and Brad Hand. The rest of these guys, Sean Rivas here, we're going to see how he does. He's dropping it overall. He is 30. I don't think he's ever going to be a good, reliever good enough for the majors, but with that A potential, you never know. And then, I'll sort it out. Probably off camera here, the AA and the AAA and single A. But our closing pitcher is going to be Tyler Matzek. He had an all right year last year. He had 6 blown saves and only 1 save. That is terrible. I don't believe they used him as the closer, though. I believe he was a setup man. And in 42 innings pitched, a 4.25 ERA as a reliever is not great. He did have a positive WAR, though. We'll see. If he continues to struggle, obviously we won't bring him back. Maybe we'll move on from him or trade for somebody. John Cannon and Ryan Rasmussen look like prime candidates to replace him in the future. Ryan Rasmussen probably more so than John Cannon. John Cannon already 24 in the same overall as Ryan Rasmussen. Wow, we had such a good draft last year, and this is what a closer looks like. The hits and Ks per 9. Ryan Rasmussen, well, we traded for him, but I'm just marveling at our draft recently. After a couple bad drafts, we got a couple good ones. But the catchers are going to be Elias Diaz and Drew Romo. Drew Romo gets his first time as a major leaguer, full time. He's going to be up here as our backup catcher, so hopefully he can have a good, 250, 260 at-bats for us this year and hopefully do pretty good and grow for us. At first base, we have Ben Langston. Now, you guys mentioned I probably should have gone with a longer-term contract. I think I was thinking about a 10-year deal, which would have filled up this entire page. But I mean, honestly, to have him for 5 seasons, including this one at $3 million flat, it's something we'll deal with in the future, but I feel like to get this guy at $3 million, I mean, 27, 28, and 29, to have him at $3 million for what he could end up looking like, yeah, I'm completely fine with that. If I have to overpay later, right now, man, we're getting an absolute bargain. And Anthony Francisco is going to platoon with him. He may be the DH. He may be the first baseman. He may play outfield when somebody needs a break. I hope he doesn't. But Michael Toglia is going to play in the minors. He's a guy that maybe sooner rather than later can come up in platoon. But at 26, it feels like his best baseball. He's playing his best baseball, and if that's a 70, he's not. He's the third choice in the org. We got Brendan Rodgers there at second. I am sending Alan Trejo down. He's been with us for a couple years, getting 100-some at-bats. Batting average was actually pretty good, but we've got other players that are better. We've got Ryan McMahon at third. You guys mentioned he does play third for the Colorado Rockies, so I'm happy about that. I feel like I remember him being a third baseman, but I don't know why he was listed as what? I think it was a second baseman here. Anyway, and then we're going to give Josh Rojas the full-time gig as the backup guy in the infield. I mean, he can play third, second, and short, and we have Francisco to back up first, so really we're looking pretty good. And then we got Ezequiel Tovar and Junior Caminero. He is going to play in the majors all year. I want to start giving these guys some opportunities. I think we have a great roster, and I feel like it's even better because we have so many youngsters on the team that are getting full-time minutes. Or at bats, full-time minutes, jeepers. Joey Gallo's out in left. Doogie's in center field with Randall Grichuk backing him up. And then Nolan Jones with Zach Veen. So Zach Veen is going to be here all year long, more than 62 at bats. Yanquiel Fernandez continues to look pretty good. He's not quite ready. He may replace Randall Grichuk after this $8 million deal is over. But then there's also Benny Montgomery, who we can look out for. William Boone we can look out for. Cole Lau is probably not going to make it up in time to replace Grichuk, but we do have some really young players in their early 20s still that have plenty of time to grow. So the MLB roster is all set. I'm very happy with it. And you guys can see we're ranked 7th overall, top 10 pitching, second best contact. The power is top half of the league and the defense is average. I'll take it, right? We'll advance the day and we get to the regular season. Here we are taking a look at the depth chart. We'll see what they've got going on. They're actually platooning Doogie and Grichuk. I assume Doogie's playing against righties and Grichuk against lefties, which honestly is not too bad. It's not the end of the world for me, but a lot more green than when we first took over. Brendan Rodgers is a 6th best second baseman. We got Nolan Jones, top 10 right fielder. Joey Gallo, top 10 left fielder. Ryan McMahon, 11th. Tovar's 14th. Rojas and McMahon are platooning as DH. I guess when one is DHing, one is playing third and vice versa. I'd like to see maybe a catcher upgrade. Elias Diaz is only on a 1-year deal. I do like what he provides for us, even though he's not the highest rated. Our bullpen is only a 23rd rated. I don't know why Ryan Rasmussen is listed here as a relief pitcher in the majors. He should not be up here still. Yeah, he's not. They have Brad Hand, probably not worth the $3 million anymore. 69 overall, 3.31 ERA though last year makes me feel like he wasn't that bad, but he was a negative WAR. If somebody puts a reliever on the block, I definitely think I want to go after him. And then we got Clifford Murdoch here, another guy that we can watch out for, but I really do think the team is really rounding into form, and I would like to start playing some games. Maybe not the entire game, maybe not just the 8th, like somebody mentioned in the comment section that the player lock could be an option, and I'm loving the comments, guys. You guys are loving this series, and it's really it's more fun for me when you guys are engaging with it. Any comment is a fun comment to read, even the ones where I learned something because I did something wrong. But the roster is set. We're ready to go. I want to take a look real quick at transactions, pending transactions. Is there anybody? Andrew Kittredge? Andrew Kittredge here. They're waiving him. He's got 2.2 million. He's a 75 though. He's much better. He's got a sinker, a slider, and a four seam. He's got a 1-year deal too. Do we want to maybe try and claim Andrew Kittredge and then make him a reliever? There's plenty of starting pitchers that are getting waived. A relief pitcher here in Josh Boers. I don't think I'm going to go after him. He's not nearly as good as Kittredge, but looking through it here, Chad Wallach, if we wanted, and here's our waiver requests. Jonathan Daza, Rusinski, Connor Siebold are really the important ones. Everybody else, hopefully we can get Jonathan Daza through waivers. If not, that's going to be a tough loss. But at the end of the day, it's not going to really make a difference on our roster. I do think I'd like to claim Andrew Kittredge here as just a relief pitcher. He hasn't pitched at all in this series for the Tampa Bay, so I figured why not? He's 35. Let's take a shot, claim him. Yes, place a claim on him, and there we go. The calendar now, we are ready to take on San Francisco and Shohei Ohtani versus Max Fried in game number 1. Let's take a look at the trade block too. Anybody on the trade block? I didn't think so. I want to see if I do end up claiming him. 10-9 win. All right, we love to see that to start. Roster here. Transactions completed. Cubs have just called up Nick Madrigal. No, that's fine. He is a closing pitcher, so we'll know that way. That's pretty easy. 6-0 loss there for Giolito against Webb. And we have, okay, so we're able to claim him there. Beautiful. Today's the day to set scouting assignments and then roster. We have one too many players in the majors, which is because Andrew Kittredge here is now here. We will waive Brad Hand. Actually, I can just send him down to AAA. No problem there at all. And I need to set up the AA and the AAA. I just basically need to call up one person from AA to AAA. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up, guys. I'll set up the scouts, and we'll probably do the same thing where I go to about a month, feel it out, see how we're doing. Obviously, I want to jump in later in the season. We play Kansas City and LA, but maybe the series against the Giants could be an interesting one for me to play as a player or two, depending on who's having a great season. But let's go ahead and set up the rest of the organization, and I'll catch up with you guys after the first month. All right, guys, so here we are at the end of month number 1 at 22-10, 688 winning percentage, half a game back from the Los Angeles Dodgers, but 4.5, well, I should say 4 games above the Giants, and Diamondbacks and the Padres are down there near the bottom. So things are going well. I mean, we started off ridiculously hot. I think we were like 13-4 at one point, so we've been 9-6 since. We're 6-4 in our last 10. Taking a look at the standings, as far as the wild card, the Giants are the next team in the wild card too, so that's one that we do have to keep our eye on. Same thing with the Cubs, and then the Diamondbacks are the first team out. So right now we got a decent cushion, and looking at our rank, I mean, our team rank is 10th, 5th in power, 13th in pitching, 11th in power, I should say, wait, 5th in contact, 11th in power, 13th in pitching, 15th in defense, and last in speed. That's okay. I'm not too worried about speed and stealing bases. But as far as the runs scored and runs against, it's pretty darn good. The 3.58 ERA is the best in the division, and thankfully, you know, our signings are paying off. Taking a look at the player statistics for the pitchers, taking a look at the ERA, Jack Flaherty, holy smokes, a 1.51 ERA in his first 40 innings pitched is crazy. Taking a look at just the starting pitchers, yeah, I think him and Mike Soroka are kind of carrying the ERA. Speaking of the signings paying off, Fried not starting off the greatest with a 5.02 ERA. However, he is 5-1. He is hot. Giolito's cold. Ian Anderson here is our long reliever, and then Clifford Murdoch. So it's really the other guys that are helping out that ERA. But look at that, 4 out of 7 quality starts. I'm fine with that. That's over 50%. This is under 50% here for Lucas Giolito, who's starting off kind of rough, no longer being that ace. Take a look at the WAR. Fried is actually negative, but looking at the ERC, everybody's within striking distance. So we'll see. It's still too early to talk too much about statistics, but we're looking pretty darn good here. You know, we could probably jump in against the Giants here at the beginning of June. Another month of simulation, and then maybe one of these games, I might do this game on Sunday, jump in, see who's hot, maybe just player lock as somebody, and then we can get to the draft. All right, guys, another month in the books, and we are a month away from draft day. We're getting a ton of starting pitchers scouted again. I'm looking for catchers this year because I feel like that's the one position where we don't have a ton of, I mean, we have youth, right? 19-year-old Peter Pollock. We've got 18-year-old Nick Frederick, 18-year-old Phil Askew, and 18-year-old Patrick Mooney. However, none of them really look like they're ready. Drew Romo is probably the closest guy to taking over for Elias Diaz, and Drew Romo is doing really, really well. He's growing, and he's got a 283 average in his 50 at-bats, so Elias Diaz is starting to drop off and show his age. But all in all, guys, we're still kicking butt right now. 629 winning percentage, and the only sad part is we're in the same division as the Dodgers. 39 wins would be AL East, AL Central. We'd be right there with the Rangers. We'd be the leader in the wild card, the NL East, the NL Central by a long margin, you know. So it's one of those, the Dodgers are just insane. They're the best team in baseball, 7th in contact, but 1st in power, 1st in pitching. And you know, that's the kind of thing that, while it may look bad because we're 6.5 back, we have to remember that they're just insane right now, right? So we do have to figure out how to get around the Dodgers someday. But for now, I'm just looking to make the playoffs, and we are sitting pretty nice, you know, 7 games above the Giants, who are a game out of the wild card. Now, I think the Mets are just tied on winning percentage. Yeah, so we're 7 games above them as well. But I did want to play one of these games against the Giants. Shohei is pitching. Oh, or do we want to play the game where Murdoch's going against Webb? I feel like I'd like to go against Shohei Ohtani. And one of the things that I noticed was, if we take a look at the statistics, player statistics, positional players, take a look at batting average. Ben Langston is really, really cold right now. He's got 12 home runs. He is growing, which is nice to see, despite him only batting .244. I mean, he's better than that, right? So I'm going to find a game where Ben Langston is playing, and we will player lock as Ben Langston. Maybe we may play as him for the entire series, because I know you can get done with a player locked game really, really easily. But I'll see if he's playing these days. And then I'll have to scout here. Taking a look at the trade block, too. That's another thing that I wanted to keep an eye on. Masataka Yoshida is on the trade block. The Cubs traded for him in the offseason of year 1, and he's having a really rough start to the year, so I can imagine why. They may be panicking a little bit, but I think for now, I don't really see anybody that helps us out too much. I mean, Harry Ford is on the block. 79 B potential, 22 years old. He's batting, what, 077, I think I saw, but he's only had 13 at-bats, but they called him up. Would they take a swap for Elias Diaz? Oh, my God, they just might. And then I can throw in Patrick Mooney or Phil Askew. What, I can throw them both in. I don't want to throw them both in there. Maybe I'll throw in Phil Askew. Yeah, why not? I'm going to do this deal. Elias Diaz, EJ Andrews, and Phil Askew for Harry Ford here, who's a really, really good player. 22 B potential, 79 overall. I think this is a no-brainer. It's technically it's an upgrade, straight up an upgrade, and we get 12 years younger at the position, and we get 3 more years of renewal for Harry Ford. So they're willing to do this deal. They get another catcher prospect as well. The Mariners might, want somebody more reliable as the backup, not a youngster. I don't know. I'm going to make this deal, though. Elias Diaz, thank you so much for your service, but you're cold. He's still a good hitter, right? I can't get it twisted. Still a good hitter, but there we go. Harry Ford, welcome to the Colorado Rockies. I think that is a great deal for us. He's just a slam dunk, makes the most sense for what we're trying to do as a roster and a team here. Taking a look at our catchers now. We have Harry Ford and Drew Romo are pretty much going to be our catchers forever, unless, Harry Ford or Drew Romo end up dropping the ball and not being good enough to be the full-time tandem here. But they both are good enough fielders. And Harry Ford, that batting is not bad. He's a righty. Romo's a switch hitter, so we've got versatility there. I'm pretty happy with that trade. So let's go ahead and play our next game. See if we can get some Harry Ford action in here too. Oh God, the jersey randomization was wild. Who's playing today? Harry Ford. You know what? I wanted to play as Ben Langston, but why don't we lock as Harry Ford here, just to get his first game against San Francisco. Yes, I'd like to play the entire game as Harry Ford. So guys, I will show you the action pitches and the action here as we play with Harry Ford in his debut for the Colorado Rockies. And a little I check swung. I probably should have swung at it, but we are just gonna pop it up there to first base. And he's not gonna do anything crazy with his first ever at bat for Colorado. And a little ground ball to third. That'll be one, and that ends the inning. We are still down 3-2. We did pull 2 runs back in this one. Hopefully we can do, maybe we'll get in a position here. One more at bat. Yes, we do get one more at bat. Top of the 8th. We got to get on right now. He's 1 for 15 this season. We need to get hot. Come on, Harry. Let's see it. And I'm going to strike out on the low slider, and not a great debut from Harry Ford. And we take the L to the Giants. Not what we wanted to see. But that's okay. We'll get back at it, but I will catch up with you guys when we get close to the draft. And hopefully this next month will go better than my at-bats there. All right, guys, jumping back in now so I can give you a little bit of a snapshot where we're at. The Dodgers are insane. I'm sorry, but I hate being in a division with the Dodgers. 62-26. They are 36 games over 500. Listen, I'm happy with where we're at, and I think 52 wins is great, but 62 wins, they're 9.5 games up. They've scored 70 more runs while allowing 40 fewer, 30 fewer. I don't know. It's just crazy. 3.53 team ERA, 287 team batting average. Their team is ridiculous. Our 52 wins is pretty good. The Rangers are another ridiculous team. Our 52 wins is the second best in the NL. It's the second best record in the NL. Now we'd be fighting with the Marlins and the Braves. Would we be in their division? But still, okay, I don't know how the Marlins are just playing some boring baseball. They are baseball terrorists. 363 runs scored, might be the lowest of any team at the top of a division. It's close with the Yankees, but we already knew that. The Rockies, yeah, we're killing it, man. We are 8 games above the Cardinals for a wild card spot, so I'm satisfied with that. We've been pretty solid. We got swept by Texas, which wasn't great, but you know, you can just see we're littered with dubs in the month, and we lose a couple, but we generally make up for it with some really, really good like weeks. We won 6 games out of 6 games here, you know, within a week. We played 6 of 7 days. We won all 6. You know, it's these kind of runs that are good for us. And then we'll just kind of drop the ball here against Texas. But we do have the draft here in a day. But like I said, I wanted to pop back in and show you guys just how we're doing. I mean, we're doing pretty darn good. We beat Atlanta. It's the futures game. Tyler Kinley picks up the dub. Jack Flaherty pitches. We do lose, but now is time for the draft. And I've scouted some really, really good talent. There's some really good pitchers. The draft rank of 54th here for Fernando Cabrera. Excuse me. This left-handed pitcher, I mean, he's crazy. I'm assuming the Orioles are going to grab him, but I'm going to grab some water just so I'm not coughing all the way through the draft on you guys, and then we can get back in and pick here at 16. All right, much better. But we got Fernando Cabrera, who I don't think will fall to us at 16. But considering he was ranked 54th by MLB, there is a small chance we could get him. He's ranked number 1 by our scouts. You guys know I'm going to trust my scouts. And we found Herman Travis, who was the number 1 rated prospect. We don't think he's quite as good as Fernando Cabrera. I mean, this guy looks like an insane left-handed pitcher. I don't think he'll get to us. He's got 77% interest in us, though. And you guys can see I didn't scout relief pitchers, closing pitchers. I always feel like I can find those guys or trade for them, or that I'm fine without having to scout them. There's some third basemen, some other positions. Like I said, I did focus on catchers. There's not a ton of catchers. I mean, depending on who falls, right? Harvey Mortero, you know, there's also Paul McGraw. I just like the potential there. These two guys with the light blue potential. It looks good. I mean, this guy's ranked 7th overall, but we have him ranked 87th. That's pretty brutal. But we're going to go ahead and skip this and go ahead and go to the draft. I don't need to really add anybody to my draft board because I don't really use it. But here we go. The Baltimore Orioles, Milwaukee Brewers, and Washington Nationals. God, the Nationals have been up here at the top of the draft for a while. We almost used them as our franchise. And I have this is Chavez. Charles Chavez, a starting pitcher ranked 4th by MLB, 6th by us. So they do not take the stud lefty that we saw, Fernando Cabrera. Will the Milwaukee Brewers take Fernando Cabrera, or will they take the shortstop? And it looks like they will do neither. They're going to take Valdez. Gustavo Valdez, the third baseman that we didn't scout, so I can't really talk too much about this draft pick. And then finally, we've got the pick of the Washington Nationals. Who's it going to be? Is going to be one of the top 2 players ranked on our board. I do love the flow, though. It's crazy. The flow with the beard looking good. It is Frank Gallegos. We ranked him as 51st overall. MLB has got him at 52, but there's got to be something with that potential, with that 99 potential. I mean, Washington, I hope you know what you're doing there, guys, because I'm tired of seeing you at the top here. But the only one of these guys that we scouted was Charles Chavez. Really, really good player. He's definitely worthy of a top 5 pick. Herman Travis goes next. There's that shortstop. He's going to the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know, we got quite a few picks to get to us. I don't think it's gonna work out that way, but Patrick Handy goes. He was ranked 37th by MLB and 81st by us, and if our scouts are correct, that's a very bad pick by a division rival. Marco Robles, the left fielder, doesn't look like he's got great potential range. I mean, we could be wrong, but that doesn't look like that great of a pick either. 72nd ranked. MLB ranked Elton Suarez here, the starting pitcher, as the 8th best. We have him down at 29. So the AI making some very interesting choices. Mariano Zavala right now. The shortstop, 79th by MLB, 73rd by us, but maybe they scouted him and they see something in him. The Red Sox now take Jacob Franco, the first baseman, 15th by MLB, 30th by us. Again, that 65 to 99 potential. It's like the default massive range. You know, it could be anything in there. Lloyd Bench, I scouted him a decent amount too. He looked good at first until I saw that overall was pretty low. And the potential, you know, it's okay. It could be higher, it could be lower. Leonardo Padilla, the starting pitcher, we had him ranked 11th. This is a good starting pitcher going to Toronto here. A lefty, 76 to 92 potential, 53 to 69. Peter Daniels, the catcher that MLB had ranked 7th, but we had ranked 87th. He actually dropped. So wow, are we going to get our guy? I was hoping, as I said that, he didn't go. Alexi Bruno here, ranked 60th. Ridiculous potential range. Overall is wild. We have no idea. Rolando Francisco looks like a solid center fielder, right? 78 to 88, 64, 74. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Mario Tavares goes. Okay. All right. He looks like he's got great, but this guy could be really, really good. That might be a really solid pick there from Seattle, but we'll view the prospects. And Fernando Cabrera still on the board. We have him ranked number 1 from the Dominican Republic, the left-handed starting pitcher. He's 18 years old. He's got 77% interest in joining us as well. Overall is 51 to 67. Now, he did opt out of his doctor exam, but he looks pretty good. That stamina is going to be crazy. The strikeouts per 9 will be there. The home runs per 9 maybe is a little bit worrying, but I mean, I don't see anybody else that I would want to take over him. I mean, maybe Evan Marquez, but we've done this before. I'm going to go ahead and take Fernando Cabrera. Our scouts rank him as the number 1 player in the entire draft class. I'm going to trust him. Fernando Cabrera, welcome to the Colorado Rockies. There he is, the lefty. Oh, man, if we get ourselves another stud at the top of the draft, guys, I'm going to feel really, really good. Sipping to our next pick. We're here at pick number 53. Just looking around here, I don't think I see any names that I recognize. Our rank, do we have anybody, our top ranks here? There's Guillermo Mercado, which would have been a good one. That's a good pick by the Yankees. I do like the fact that I can scroll through everybody. Sean Reyes, the closing pitcher, not worth it to me. Michael O'Hara goes. All right. We had him ranked 3rd, but he's a closing pitcher. Wayne Walker's a relief pitcher. 27th, Estevan Vazquez. Oh man, are we gonna get another good player? Hideki Nomo could be the guy we end up taking. Oh man, he is healthy. He did not opt out of his exam, and I think I'm going to take that into consideration here. Now, Evan Marquez wants more money, so his overall might be better. Oh man, this is going to be tough. They're both starting pitchers. We could take back-to-back starting pitchers here. Obviously, I scouted a ton of starting pitchers, so they're ranked quite highly. As far as catchers scouted, yeah, we can wait another pick. Maybe at pick 72, we go after a guy like Gabriel Valdez or Paul McGraw. Just taking a look at all players, though, man. Hideki Nomo or Evan Marquez. Who do we end up taking? I mean, Evan Marquez could have as high as 82 overall. He does want more money. But my scouts, do I trust the scouts more? Oh, wow. Pitch velocity is crazy for Hideki Nomo. And you guys can see his pitch control, his home runs per 9. His future stuff looks great. But so does Evan Marquez. Evan Marquez, he doesn't throw very hard, though. But what are his pitches? 4-seam, changeup, curveball, 2-seam. And he's not a very hard thrower, where we've got 4-seam slider, changeup, 2-seam, curveball, which is, his curveball is apparently crazy. I kind of want to take Hideki Nomo from Ohio. Not where I thought he'd be from, but, you know, I'll take it. His bonus demand is 752. Oh, man. We got to figure out where Evan Marquez goes, but I'm going to take Hideki Nomo. I think, again, we've learned our lesson where I just trust the scouts. He's healthy. He did not opt out of his doctor's exam. The potential's the same. The overall range, I mean, is a little lower for Hideki Nomo, but I'm more confident in just trusting our scouts. So Hideki Nomo, welcome to the Colorado Rockies. All right, let's hope we made the right pick there. Let's sim to our next draft pick. Compensatory round pick. All right, Evan Marquez goes to San Diego. Oh, okay, so we'll have to take a look at that one later. But who is around still? We have got Sean Juarez, Martin Perez. Martin Perez has got potentially a really high range. But I mean, I might want to go after the 32nd. I mean, we might just get only starting pitchers here. Pick 90. Could we get Gabriel Valdez at pick 90? He doesn't seem to be very, like, insane as a catcher prospect. Plus, we just got Harry Ford, so I may end up going just trying to get as many starting pitchers as we can get. I want to take a look at, team rank. I mean, Sean Juarez, he's probably the guy to go after here. He opted out of his doctor's exam, but his stuff does look good too. He's got a 4-seam changeup, slider, curveball, and 2-seamer. His fastball is his fastball. It's his meat and potatoes there. So Sean Juarez, let's go ahead and select him, see what we can do there with 3 starting pitchers. Bang, bang, bang. Sipping to our next pick. Who is available? Just starting pitchers. Gabriel Valdez is available. Do I want to take him? His potential, we don't have scouted very highly, but oh man, it's probably better to get somebody who's got a higher overall here. Paul McGraw does want more money, though, which, last time led me to believe it. But I'm going to take Gabriel Valdez. Again, just trusting my scouts. I don't want to take a fourth starting pitcher in a row. Gabriel Valdez, take the catcher at the position of need. It's round 3, so there we go. Round 4, taking a look at our prospects. We're at pick 120. This is one of 3 remaining picks. Martin Perez, we can still take him. He is only 18. His overall is pretty low, but that potential could be really, really good. I'm going to take him. At this point, I don't think I'm going to complain too much about having too much starting pitching. Oh, there's only like 3 players left that we've scouted anyway. So Martin Perez, welcome to the Colorado Rockies. All right, another starting pitcher. I know we've loaded up on him. We may not have to scout many next year. I just want to take a look at scouted players. Preston Roman here. Could have good potential. We did discover him. He was not a guy that was ranked. He was not in the top 100. We could take another catcher, take 2 catchers, and we don't really have many players left scouted, so his 80 potential could be good. Take another shot on a catcher here. There we go, Preston Roman. Welcome to the Colorado Rockies. And for our final pick here, can we just take a look at all players? There's some decent looking potentials. Von Haller here. He's got such a low overall range though. There's a relief pitcher in Ryan McLean here. I kind of like the way he looks. A guy that could make the MLB sooner rather than later. The Canadian righty. Screw it. We're gonna take Ryan McLean here. Why not? He's a relief pitcher. Who knows? I never take those, but we'll sim to our next pick. It's over. And there we go, guys. That is that. So I'll catch up with you guys once we have got them all signed. And then maybe, just maybe, we can jump into this game, one of these games against San Francisco, and play a few more at-bats there. Just a reminder of the standings. They are, one of the teams that we do have to worry about, the Mets being another one that would actually knock us out of the playoffs, but I'd like to stay ahead of the Giants if possible, or maybe the Braves. If we got a series against Atlanta late in the season, things will shake out, right? Once we get to the September call-ups, we'll actually be able to see Milwaukee, maybe LA. Maybe we'll be close enough to LA to make these games matter. Who knows? I don't know yet. You guys will know very soon, though. So guys, it is the trade deadline today, and I am going to go after, from the Tigers, Jason Foley, who's pitched really, really, exceptionally in all 3 seasons that we've had here. He had a negative WAR that first year, but his ERC and his, other than the first year, the FIP being bad, pretty much every year he's been an exceptional relief pitcher. And Tyler Kinley, he's never been great, and he's only getting worse, really. If you look at his stats, they've kind of regressed each year, to the point where I think I need to upgrade him. If we're going to be in this push for a wild card spot to hold on to the top wild card, we're not really quite in the race for the division. The Dodgers are continuing to be electric, and it's going to be hard for me to think that in 2 months we can pick up all those games. But I think I'm going to throw Kinley back at the Tigers here, and they also want right field prospect Mario Costa. He's 19, but he's only got D potential. I know potential can grow, but honestly, I don't see this guy ever making an impact, considering the nice amount of outfield talent that we do have with good potential, as well as the starting roster already being set. So I think I'm going to make this trade: Mario Costa and Tyler Kinley for Jason Foley here on the deadline. Offer this trade, and there we go. So I was just kind of flipping through the block here, and Foley was one of the guys that I looked at potentially offering in free agency a contract due. So transactions completed. Astros have called up Jose Miranda. Good for them. And there we go. The Tigers have finally agreed to our deal. It's nice to see that Alek Manoah is also growing really, really nicely. He's growing better than Ian Anderson. He's grown, I think, 3 overall points right now. So if he continues like this, that $2.8 million next year is certainly not going to be bad. Clifford Murdoch at 80. Yikes, guys. Like, I say yikes as in, it's good. I don't know why I chose yikes, but I did. Where is Foley? There he is. He's our best. Oh God, he's our best. Anybody dropping off? No, they're not. Oh, that's right. Andrew Kittredge as well is here, and he's been a pretty solid pickup. His 2.37 ERA is kind of crazy. I know he's got a negative WAR, but his ERC is 2.12. So hey, he's doing well there for us. Motzek as well. Who's our closer right now? I think it's probably Justin Lawrence. No, it's Chris Stratton is our closer. He's only had 3 blown saves in 23 opportunities, it looks like. So, hey, he's doing well. He's doing what we need him to do. But that is the trade we're going to make, and we're pretty much ready to view our draft picks. It is the trade deadline. I really don't see a need to make any other moves. I really like the roster we have. It's young, it's well balanced. I think it's well thought out. I think I have a plan, and I don't want to just throw all caution to the wind because we're 11 games back of the Dodgers and we're now behind the Marlins in the wild card, right? We're still 7 games up on the Cardinals. They're 5.5 back of the Giants, so I think we're doing just fine. So let's go ahead. Advance the day here. It's the deadline to sign draft picks and contract extensions. Now, this is an interesting one. Jack Flaherty, oh man, he only wants $9 million a year. How is he pitching? I mean, a 4.48 ERA. I know he's got that A potential. His WAR is the best of his career, but again, I think with guys like Alek Manoah coming up, and we got Roger Villafuente, we still got to look out for. Oh, any big names here up from our prospects? Charlie Morales, that's big. We love to see him swinging a hot bat. Jonathan Daza, good. Giancarlo Madrid, another pitcher we might have to make room for. Right, so take a look at the starting pitcher. We got Roger Villafuente here at 73 at 20. Giancarlo Madrid, who was hot, is at 72 and 21, the lefty here. Chris Foley, B potential pitch. Sorry, I was really confused for a second because we just traded for Jason Foley. But anyway, Alek Manoah is continuing to grow. Clifford Murdoch, it was bouncing between an 80, now a 79, right? I think it would be best if we just kind of let Flaherty walk. Use him for this year. Let him walk. We got Manoah signed next year. Murdoch is still going to be in the starting rotation. And then Villafuente and Madrid, it's an even clearer path for them. Ian Anderson could get out of their way. We'll let Manoah get the starting gig. He's got the A potential. Yeah, I think that's the move there. And then as far as first basemen are concerned, Charlie Morales, look at that. He's up to a 72. Look out, Anthony Francisco. He's coming for you. He's on your heels. This is that prospect we took last year, if you guys remember that. He's so good right now. 290, 21 home runs there in Double-A. A WAR of 2.0. Ben Langston, who we traded for, continuing to grow and dominate. So, what is he hitting right now? He's 232 average, but 19 home runs. It's a little bit more of a down year than I would have hoped to see. The RBIs are there. The home runs are even more so there. The strikeouts are also. They're on pace. I think they're right on target. The OPS is down a little bit, so his average is down, but he is hitting more for power, which is interesting to note. Yeah, strikeout percentage is up a little bit, but so is his walks percentage. So at-bats per home run did take a significant drop, and isolated power jumped nicely. So all in all, a guy that I think, we can continue to lean on him. But here we go. It's time to finish signing our draft picks. We're done with that. We'll advance the day. We lose to Arizona, but now we get to view our draft picks, and Fernando Cabrera, the left-handed pitcher, was ranked number 1 by our scouts. Are they correct? And they probably are. They're at least darn close to it. I will take that, absolutely. They absolutely swung and missed on Hideki Nomo here, who's very, very bad, 56 and 70. But Fernando Cabrera, 65, a potential lefty from the Dominican Republic, 94 is his actual potential. And then Martin Perez, who we took later on in the draft, has 89 potential. Sean Juarez has 82 potential, but he's already a 71, which is actually kind of nice to see. So these are the guys that help you get by. They help you get to the next round. Gabriel Valdez and Preston Roman, neither of them are that great of catchers. The 50s and then 61. Yeah, Gabriel Valdez is kind of a swing and a miss. So not the greatest draft class we've ever had, but I will absolutely take Fernando Cabrera. Lester Schaefer looks like a better player. San Diego took Evan Marquez here, 75 and 86. So contrast that with Hideki Nomo. He's probably better than Nomo, but I believe he was taken in the first round. Actually, he might not have been. He might have been taken in the compensatory round because they lost Juan Soto, I believe. Taking a look here, flipping through just to see any other top players. The Yankees, they took Guillermo Mercado, who it does not look to be as good as our scouts had originally thought. There was one more player that I wanted to take a look at. Frank Feliz here looks pretty good. But who I think he went where? To the Diamondbacks? Did the Diamondbacks take him? Mariano Zavala, he's good. Riley Tucker, this closing pitcher, is insane. And so is Christian Hudson here. Christian Hudson, this lefty, 61 with 91 potential. But honestly, pretty good for us. I can't really say that I found anybody that's far and away better than what we got at where we got him, you know, for the players that were projected around him. I'm pretty happy with this. There's a lot of players that are looking good, but I'm very happy. Lloyd Bench. Oh, man, the Mets did get Lloyd Bench. He is a stud. 73 with 98 potential. That's a great pick for them. I think Frank Gallegos, there was that shortstop that the Nationals took, a potential at 69 overall, 19-year-old at 94 potential, so really, really, really good for them. Gustavo Valdez here, this third baseman that the Brewers took second overall, he's pretty solid. And then Herman Travis, the shortstop for the Pirates, is crazy good. They may have lost O'Neal Cruz, but they might have gotten someone even better. 80 overall at 18 shortstop with a potential, 99 potential. That is ridiculously crazy. Patrick Handy here, yeah, terrible pick by the Diamondbacks, and I honestly think I can say I'm happy with Fernando Cabrera. We got one or two guys to be happy with, and the rest, you know, we'll see. Take a shot on somebody like Sean Juarez who can pitch in the minors, like AAA, and be good. We'll see. Maybe he could turn into a reliever for us. But guys, pretty solid draft. And here we are, guys, at the September call-ups. 18.5 back of the Dodgers, who already have 94 wins. With a full month to go still. I mean, we have not caught up to them. We're in a fight with the Giants, who I honestly think we may end up seeing in the first round of the playoffs. Maybe. We still have to catch the Marlins, and that's who we're going to jump in against. Actually, you know what? No. I wanted to jump in against the Marlins. We're going to go another 2 weeks and play the San Francisco 49ers. Jesus. Oh, I've been studying for fantasy football drafts. Did a best ball draft this morning. It's not the San Francisco 49ers. It is the San Francisco Giants. Oh, boy. All right, well, we're at the September call-ups. I called up Alek Manoah and Jonathan Daza. I was really tempted to call up one of our youngsters, but at this point, guys, I want to make sure that we have players who are, you know, could be in the MLB. I think the youngsters are little, you know, they need a little bit more growth before I'm ready to call them up in September. And besides, we're in a playoff race, so I didn't want to throw that away. So we got this series against Miami. Yuri Perez is one of the pitchers. Edward Cabrera as well. So how can we do? All right, so we do pick up a game on Miami there. That's a big one. We are now only 2 games behind Miami. Against Seattle, we're going to get swept. Against the Diamondbacks, we sweep them. That's what we want to see. We're still 2 games behind Miami, which, you know, is fine. And then against Houston, who is 66 and 80. Okay, maybe they did deserve that first overall pick. They kind of squandered it. We lose the series to them, but now we got this series against the Giants. Logan Webb, Luis Severino has been insane, man. Maybe we can help out our team against Severino, and it's now tied. We are half a game back of the San Francisco, actually. So we're gonna jump in. All right, let's see here. We're gonna play this game. We're gonna player lock. And who are we going to play as? Josh Rojas was an all-star, by the way, which is kind of crazy. I kind of want to play as Ben Langston. We're playing a right-handed pitcher. Brendan Rodgers is batting all the way down here. He is really good against lefties. Harry Ford's already up to an 80. I'm not going to lock myself as the pitcher. I don't want to do that myself today. But I want to play as Ben Langston. I want to get some action in with Ben Langston. So let's go ahead, enter the game as Langston, and see if we can win this game against the Giants and hopefully fight them off and maintain the higher seed. And if we could finish above them in the standings and they went out and got Shohei and everything, that would be awesome. And here we go. Bottom of the second, already trailing by 1, but we get our first chance with Ben Langston, who's got 70 RBIs, a career high against Severino. And there we go. First pitch swinging. That's going to be just late, and that's going to be caught. I'm too busy detailing Ben Langston. That was a good pitch to hit. We just didn't quite get it. And our second at bat is not going to go much better as we chop it over to third on the first pitch slider. Oh man, it just dropped on me. Langston's 0 for 6 in the series. We need to do better. And Severino's only pitched 61 through 5 1/3. We do have a runner in scoring position. This could be huge. And that is going to be caught. Oh my God, a weak foul ball. Not even putting it in play. Did he tag up? Did he get to third? I don't even know, but we're now down by 3 in the bottom of the 8th. I need to step it up, guys. I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm not on it with my hitting. Usually I can start to lock in, but maybe it's because I'm player locking. I don't know. And a base hit, that's gonna go into the gap, and that could score both runs. We're gonna try and get to 2 with this 20. Oh my God, it is painful watching him run around the bases. But there we go. We are now in scoring position, down by 1. A big hit there, a 2-run double from Ben Langston, and our first hit of the Rockies series. That's crazy to say. That's on me, guys. I got to do better with the gameplay, but no better time than right now. And we're back up at the plate. Bases loaded, down by 3. Oh my God, a huge at bat for us with 2 outs. And we are gonna pop that thing up. We got underneath it, and that's gonna be the ball game. Popped out to right field, a good pitch to hit. I was just late on it, and the PCI wasn't quite there. It was higher in the zone than I wanted it to be. And we are gonna lose that one. We had an opportunity to win it. Oh man, I was that close to winning the game. And now, guys, we are a full game back of San Francisco. We do win that one, though. Soroka picks up the win, and we are half a game behind them. They did not play on that Thursday. That's all right. All right, we gotta start winning more games than we lose, man. We gotta start winning more than we lose. We're still, oh man, we're now looking pretty rough, and we've got to play the 109-win Los Angeles Dodgers. Are we in danger of not making the playoffs? Tell me we're not. No, we're 6 games up on the Cubs. It would have to be catastrophic, but man, we need to be above the Giants. We need to. That's my goal right now for the rest of the season. We beat the Dodgers there. Beautiful. Max Fried, love to see it. He's under 500, but an ERA of 4.03. I mean, he's not been what I signed him to be, but hey, it's all right. And there we go. Only half a game back of San Francisco now. Losing to the Dodgers, we're now going to be a game and a half back. And we do beat them there, and San Francisco lost. Okay. Did San Francisco play? No, they didn't. Oh, did they? Yeah. No, we're a full game back now. They did play that game in hand. So we're a full game back of the Giants now against Kansas. Come on, we got to, oh man, we lost 2-1. I can't even blame Clifford Murdoch for that one. San Francisco, they also lost. We're still a game behind them. We lose that one. They win, and we cannot catch them. But the good news is we finished 87-75 and have made the postseason and play the Cardinals as a wild card. Okay, so we are going to end up playing the St. Louis Cardinals. We were the last seed in, so had we actually won that game against San Francisco, we might have faced the Braves. But honestly, it's a good season. It's good progression. I mean, we finished 87 wins. So 87 wins, that's 5 wins, so not nearly as much of a jump. Yeah, 87 wins, there it is. Not nearly as much of a jump as from year 1 to year 2, but year 1 to year 2 was we really cleared a lot of the dead wood in year 1. Year 2, we got a roster that we liked, and now this year, you know, we're kind of just adding pieces to it. Again, I don't want to like stunt the growth of guys like Ben Langston, who's, oh my God, +9 power against righties. Like those kind of players, like Nolan Jones is only up to an 83 and he's dropping. Oh, I hate to see that. Anyway, let's take a look at the statistics. No awards or league leaders for us, but taking a look at batting average, Zach Veen with 292, he's up to a 77. See, this is the kind of thing that next season he's going to go into a full season starting at 77 for us. Nolan Jones dropped to an 83. Randall Grichuk actually did pretty well. He's back up to a 79. He still got that B potential, right? I mean, it's not like we're really caring about if he's growing or not, but 272 is pretty solid. Josh Rojas was our all-star, 656 at bats, 270 he batted. Wow, that's pretty good. Junior Caminero up to a 76. I love to see that. So giving these youngsters some opportunities. And Alex Verdugo is up to an 85. Wow, he grew by 10 in his power against lefties. That's huge. But against righties, he's still a really solid hitter. Good clutch, man. Just somebody I'm glad to have signed. Ryan McMahon doing all right. That's pretty average for him. Brendan Rodgers, pretty average. Is he growing against righties? Yes, he is a little bit. He's dropping off more so against lefties, though, which is not good. Not what I want to see, but he's a really, really solid fielder nonetheless. Joey Gallo had 26 home runs. Not really brought the power that I had hoped. He is starting to drop off a little bit. And we have 3 more seasons of him at 11 million. I'm not too worried about it, though. Ezekiel Tovar is up to an 86. I love to see that, batting 245. Harry Ford is an 80. We traded for him mid-season, and really, we gave him pretty much every at-bat that he had, so we can pretty much say that he batted 237 for us with 742 OPS. Ben Langston had a really, really down year when it comes to batting average, but he did hit for power, right? So it was one of those we sacrificed the power, or the average for the power, because last year he had 272, but he added 6 home runs, 8 RBIs, didn't strike out as much and didn't walk as much. So honestly, pretty good season for him, all things considered. Jonathan Daza only batted 3 times. Drew Romo up to a 71 now as the backup catcher, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's take a look at home runs. Who hit the big ones? It was Ben Langston, Joey Gallo, and Alex Verdugo crossing 20. Nolan Jones. We got a lot of guys in the teens here, so we do need a little bit more power, though. But I'm kind of surprised that, like, Joey Gallo is 94 power. I mean, I guess it could be his vision, too. Anyway, let's take a look at my favorite stat. Runs created after we take a look at WAR. Brendan Rodgers continues to win that stat for us. Doogie at 3.6. Man at 3.3. So these guys may not be batting as well as some of these other guys, but they're still providing utility. I mean, Ezekiel Tovar up to an 86. I love to think of him as our franchise shortstop. His contract, he's got 1.8 for another 2 years. I am satisfied with that. Runs created, we only had one guy over 90 this year, which kind of hurts. Probably why we didn't do as well as I might have thought. Rojas with 93, though. It's crazy to think that I have him as a utility guy, a lefty bat for us there, which is really nice. Nolan Jones with 81, Joey Gallo with 80, Verdugo with 74, Brendan Rodgers with 70. As far as the guys that didn't do as well as I would have hoped, it was obviously Ben Langston. I mean, that is a significant drop-off from year over year, 83 to 66. Now, I know he had slightly fewer at-bats, but he played more. He played in the field, right? 3 fewer games, and he had 40 fewer at-bats, but still, that's not going to make up the difference of, what was that, like 20 runs created? Yeah, 16 runs created, 40 at-bats. I don't think he can do that in that many at-bats, so I'd like to see a little bit better from him there. Zach Veen, yeah, these are the guys that didn't get much opportunity. Harry Ford, listen, we knew we were going to take a little bit of step back in runs created from the catcher position, but we are set up for the future here. Now switching over to pitchers, the ERA looking bad for Tyler Matzek, who is, I'm going to say see ya, Tyler. Don't need you anymore. Jack Flaherty as well, bad ERA. Justin Lawrence did not have the greatest season ERA-wise. Lucas Giolito, I hate to see it over 4. Max Fried, 3.94. I mean, honestly, nobody really pitched lights out. Ian Anderson might have been our best pitcher. He's up to a 79, though, which is nice. Soroka was definitely our best pitcher as a whole, 197 innings. I'm surprised Anderson had so many innings pitched. That's kind of wild. Stratton continued to show that last year's All-Star appearance was not a fluke, although he pitched in significantly fewer innings. Let's take a look at the quality starts. Quality starts 20, yeah, so 67% there. Flaherty, good amount of starts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to keep Giolito. He was so good in year 1. It just feels like a down year in year 2. He looks like one of those guys that goes every other year being good. So we'll hope for next year, right? And then finally, WAR and ERC. Jack Flaherty's ERC was not good at all, so I may end up letting him walk, guys. You can call me crazy. Let me know your rationale for not letting him walk down in the comments. But he's one of those guys that he looks better on paper than he does actually sim, right? He's been hovering around a 4-point-something ERA every year. The WAR, honestly, at 2.1 was his best this year as Ks per 9 went up. But the FIP did improve, but the ERC went down. So honestly, the ERC for Jason Foley, that was good. Ian Anderson, Mike Soroka, Lucas Gilbreth, Justin Lawrence, Chris Stratton, and Max Fried, all guys that, I'd like to see them improve a little bit, but for now, maybe defensively we need to improve to help these guys out. But the ERC should just account for only what they did. Same thing, it's a similar metric to fielding independent pitching. But I'd like to see Clifford Murdoch, you know, who didn't quite reach the lofty heights of his rookie season. Actually, I think he exceeded them. So, yeah, no, he did. I forgot how good he was or how not good he was in his rookie season. He was much, much better in year number 2, and I'm very excited to see that. I can't believe I just said he didn't reach the lofty heights, even though he pretty much was better. Oh, look at me. I could work for ESPN. All right, here we go. It is time for the playoffs, but that's going to have to wait for the next one, guys. I'm pretty excited to take on the St. Louis Cardinals in the next episode. Let me know your thoughts about everything with the team, the building, the episodes. I want to hear it all. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all, free for all.